So thanks for being willing to have a quick conversation. Let's start off with just you introducing yourself and your role on the board.
So Erin, I was elected as the treasurer the last annual celebration, and so I sit on the executive committee with you and Sarah and Mary Ellen, and um, try to oversee finance. And we're very lucky that we had Kari and Teresa last year, um, really stabilizing processes and financial numbers, and having had the benefit of their working through a budget where I think Kari consulted with all sorts of folks that are really charged with elements of our finance and expenditure, and you and I have just embarked on a process to kind of build that out a little further and do more of that. And the wonderful thing for me about that is that I've come to the conference from as a treasurer for 6 years from at UCC Crested Butte, and being up here in the cul-de-sac, I don't know that many folks, and so this is a fantastic opportunity for me to sit with you and visit with people across the conference who are doing things. Uh,
Yeah.
so that's a snippet. Where should we go from here?
Yeah. So let's see, we've had 10 Zoom calls.
We've had conversations with about 14 folks
14 folks. Okay, so more than I'm
so
even thinking.
far, yeah, who are have passion for elements of what we do across the conference. It's wonderful. For example, the conversation we had with Eleanor Downey about in the mud grants, um, over $20,000 in the mud grants this current year, and we're talking about, can we support and develop that a bit more and increase that for next year in some reasonable but meaningful way. And those are $2,000 grants that just go out to help seed development programs that reach everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see, the stories that Eleanor shared with you and I and me. I like to see those stories more broadly accessible to member churches across the conference.
Yeah,
Because
I think if there's, yeah, I agree. I feel like there's a theme through all of our conversations. One, right, like how excited people are about the ministry they're connected to, and just this continued question around how do we communicate these things? How do we share these things in ways that um break through to, so there's so many things that
right.
congregations are being shared with all the time. But yeah, there's been real benefit in um, hearing and listening to people across our conference who, yeah, are committed to rural ministry, to In the Mud grants, to our youth programming, um, to La Foret, right? Like talking to Brad. Yeah, it's just been really fun and realizing how many arms there are through our budget to lots of different people.
Yeah, and it's the dollars or the numbers are a place to start, but almost immediately our conversations go way beyond
That's
that.
right.
And I think that's fantastic because and at the end of the day, the treasure is not in the money, the treasure's in the people.
Hmm.
And so I just I'm just grateful for this opportunity to, to have a couple of conversations, and it's now the end of February, but when we started this and started organizing this, it was still the start of the year. Um, and our annual celebration is much sooner arriving than 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 sometimes we think. And I'm looking forward, I hope, to getting a draft budget together in the next week or two, and it'll be a bit of a skeleton. But the whole point is to stimulate a broader conversation about where the conference should be going. And I'm hoping that we can tee up some similar conversations with, you know, pastors, moderators, treasurers, just members of our member churches during the month of March and April, and get some feedback, incorporate that feedback, at least have a conversation about it at the board level in time to get our budget up and available for everyone to look at on a formal basis during the month of May. So
Yeah.
that's where I
Well,
hope this goes.
yes. Well, I appreciate a little bit of time, and I also just appreciate you saying yes to a position that you were brand new to and brand new to the wider church and to the Rocky Mountain Conference. I've appreciated, Hunter, your awareness of what you just said, that the treasury is the people and the budget supports that treasure, right? Like how do we create a budget that supports this incredible treasure that is the people, the members, the communities of the Rocky Mountain Conference? And I just so appreciate your perspective, your questions, that you see it from another perspective. I've just really appreciated all the time that you're given to it as well. So you're part of the treasure. I certainly think so. So
Well,
thank
it's fun. It's fun, if all of what you said is true, then it's true that you don't have to have any particular expertise to make a contribution. And you don't have to have been involved for 5 years, 10 years, whatever. This is a conference where arriving with a fresh set of eyes is actually a valuable thing. And
absolutely.
I hope that doesn't, any question is a valid question.
Yeah,
So hopefully we'll have a good dialogue leading up to the annual celebration and go from there.
absolutely. So we'll be sharing more details about future conversations and ways to participate uh, in contributing to the conversation around our budget this year. So stay tuned.